I'm Ron and I'm back again, you know already, but this time with a review of Toronto Maple Leafs versus Boston Bruins. Toronto Maple Leafs lose to the Boston Bruins in Game 6 of the Stanley Cup first round in the Eastern Conference, 4-2, and the Boston Bruins force a Game 7 at the TD Garden. Oh, and we all know what we're feeling right now, aren't we? First, we'll talk about the plays, then I'm just going to talk about the series in depth because I haven't done any other video except this one. And honestly, when I saw us just playing the way we were playing, of course, if we won this game, I was going to make a video. But then first, I'm like, you know what? I really don't want to talk about this because they didn't put in the effort that the fans wanted them to put in. So why should I put in the effort to make this video? But then I thought, you know what? There's a lot of things I could talk about here. And over the whole series, after I talk about the play. So you know what? I'm right here. I'm going to do a video about this game. First, almost in the middle of the first period, Morgan Rielly snipes on Tuukka Rask, 1-0 Leafs. And you think it's going pretty well because they played well for the first 10 minutes. But then after that, they fell asleep at the wheel. I guess it was the turkey. Do people eat turkey on Easter? I mean, I do, but whatever. They fell asleep either of chocolate or turkey or whatever you want to say that makes you fall asleep after you eat it. They fell asleep. They fell asleep. Until the halfway through the game in the second period, but then it was just too late. Then the Leafs give up a penalty to the Boston Bruins, and we just fall apart, and then Brad Marchand scores a goal on Freddie. He has it to where he shoots it, and it, deflects off of Ron Hainsey's pads, and then Freddie was sort of screened at the same time, so he didn't see it, and that was a goal, and it shouldn't have been scored, but if it counts, it counts. It's in, so it counts. If it's in, it counts. That's all you gotta say. This ain't soccer with, VAR. It's just, if it counts, it counts. I mean, I guess there's VAR, but he wasn't offside. Whatever. Then, later in the first period, another power play given up by the Toronto Maple Leafs. This time, maybe, no, it was the first period. How do I say this one? They let the shot go. Freddie pushed out. They have a second chance. Torrey Krug slap shots it. Freddie screened. He doesn't see it. It goes in. 2-1 Bruins. And the Leafs were just asleep. 2 stupid penalties, and it bit them in the butt. All right? That's what happened. That's what happened there. You can't, you can complain, but you can't complain, but you do complain because, yeah. Oh, and let me see. Oh, the Blue Jays are winning. That's why the Leafs lost. Before I go on, here's my little theory. I know they went 6 for 6. Every Toronto sport went 6 for 6 on Friday night. I get that. But, here's my theory. Here's my legitimate theory. One Toronto team normally loses on days that every Toronto team, or most Toronto teams, play on the same day. The big 3, the big 4, whatever you want to call it. Today, the Raptors, Blue Jays, Leafs play on the same day. Blue Jays are winning. Raptors are probably going to win because the Leafs lost. Well, what does that mean? The Leafs lose, they're to sacrifice. That's the theory. That's the theory. And look it up. It doesn't happen much that Toronto teams pull it off. Oh, let me go back to another good example. Last April 26th, the day of the CONCACAF final, the Wednesday after the Wednesday of Team Toronto Strong. It was after the attack. Raptors, Leafs, Blue Jays, Toronto FC. What happens? Raptors win, they move on, but the Blue Jays lost, Leafs lost, and Toronto FC lost on penalties to Chivas Guadalajara. Oh, and by the way, when the Leafs lost to the Bruins on that day, they got eliminated in another Game 7 after blowing a lead. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a little bit of a thing. I know. I think it's a thing. I think it's a thing. You can look it up all you want, but I think it's a pretty good. Sometimes there's outliers. Sometimes there's more losses. Sometimes they all somehow win. Like Friday. But it normally doesn't happen much. See, that's a good theory. If you want to look it up, look it up. I'm just saying. Now, second period. Leafs sleep through the first 10 minutes of the second period, just like they did the second 10 minutes of the first. And the only goal that's scored is a pass to Jake DeBrusk. He tips it in on Freddie, 3-1 Bruins. And then the Leafs start to wake up in the second half of the second. They realize what's going on, and they're like, wait, what? Oh, okay, yeah. They play harder, they play better, and you think it's going to go pretty good in the third period. And it starts off pretty good, 5 minutes into the third period. Not even. Austin Matthews scores with a snipe to bring the Leafs back within 1. And everybody's like, you know what? We may pull this off, just like Game 4. But guess what? We didn't. Pull the goalie. There's a delayed penalty. And I don't know if NBC was screwing up with their graphics or not, but they pull Freddie. They don't even have control of the puck. Brad Marchand rockets it down. And the Bruins win 4-2. 4-2. And the series is tied 3-3, going back to Boston on Tuesday for a Game 7, which we all know. I mean, I hope we win, but I don't feel good. I don't feel good. You have a chance to close it out at home, and what do? They don't. They fall asleep at the wheel. And they're all like, oh, we know what this means. And I felt good about that. Because Matthews was like, we know what this means. We know what we have to do. Every Leafs player was like that, especially the leadership. But what happens? They fall asleep at the wheel. They let the Bruins take over. And I mean, yeah, the game was horribly reffed. And yeah, two of the power play goals shouldn't have went in. But you know what? If ifs, ands, and buts were candies and nuts, we'd all be on a sugar high. So, don't even. The Boston Bruins, they played their game. They ran our show at home. And guess what? We're going on to another Game 7. And probably we're going to blow that because, let's be honest here, it's the Bruins versus the Leafs and the hockey gods hate us. And if I had candles and I turned off my lights, well, I probably would call on the hockey demons to help us win Game 7, but then that would probably not let us win it at all. So, you're going to have to do this on your own, Toronto Maple Leafs, because I don't want to jinx ya. I don't think maybe Steve Dangle will try to jinx ya. Or not jinx you, but call the hockey demons, and that ends up being the jinx. No hate, man. We love you, Steve. That's why I have a YouTube channel. That's why I'm making videos, but every Toronto sport, not just the Leafs. You are my inspiration. just saying. Probably won't hear that, but our Maple Leafs is gonna hear it. Just saying. I think everybody can figure that out by the way I do my videos. Can you? Just watch any other one. Can you? Can you? Yeah. Can you? I think so. But whatever. Enough about that. This game was a clown show. Honestly, the fourth line wasn't that good. Brown is just, I don't know. He's just not as good as he was during the regular season. The third line is just no. Because Marlowe, Nylander, and Brown, it's just not a good line. It's just not a good line. And honestly, I know people are going to be like, why would you say trade? I told you from day one, trade Nylander. The signing was a mistake. You have to sign Matthews, Marner, and Nylander. You already got Matthews. That's a good signing. He's still good. Marner. Well, the Marner jar, of course. But Nylander, I mean, I like William Nylander. He's a good player. But I don't think he's as good as Austin Matthews, John Tavares, Mitch Marner. Here's the thing about William Nylander. We could have used him to get defensive help. We're stacked on the offense with the offense. We don't need any more offense. We could lose him. Somebody's expendable. He's expendable. We need defense. And I know we got Jake Muzzin, and Zaitsev is getting better with Jake Muzzin. Jake Gardner's back. Travis Dermott. I always have liked Travis Dermott. But you need defense. And Nylander should have been traded for defense, but then people backed off. Because after that Wild game, he went on a little bit of a heater. 7 points in 7 games around that time. And people were like, you know what? He's not that bad. And he did pretty good until the playoffs, and then he just fell off. And he also may not be that good of a center. I mean, yeah, we have to center him because Nazem Kadri saw red, and, well, you know what happens. And Jake DeBrusk is a snake. Easy, but Nylander, if you have to keep him, hope Nazem Kadri does not see red again and never let him play center. And I know people are going to be like, he was groomed to play center when he was playing for the Marlies, but that was 2015. He hasn't played center since until the playoffs. He's either playing on the line with Austin Matthews, or he's either played winger. The dude is not a center. Yeah, you could be groomed to be anything in the AHL, but when you haven't done it for a couple of years, and then they just throw you in there because it's like, well, this is what we got to do. No. You know, in Game 7, I know this sounds crazy, but I want to see Marleau and Nylander switch. I really do. I know Marleau is old, I know he's slower, and I know he's a grinder more now than he is back in the day with the Sharks and all that, but you gotta do something. I know Mike Babcock doesn't love to do the let's switch it up, let's turn it around, let's adjust, because he doesn't adjust, but you have to do something. So me, if I was Mike Babcock, I'd be like, you know, I'm going to move Marleau to center and then put Nylander back on the wing. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do, yeah, that's what I'm going to do, yeah. But no, he doesn't. That's the thing, he doesn't. We were playing shinny for most of this game. We were asleep at the wheel and playing shinny. Besides the top line and the second line, we were playing shinny. Everybody looked bad. Everybody except Matthews, Freddie, and honestly, Marner maybe. It was Matthews and Freddie, and everybody else looked horrible. Maybe Muzzin did Muzzin did okay, but come on. They were playing shinny. And I said this on Twitter back during Game 4, I think. I said, and I know Tortorella's the coach of the Jackets and Quenneville's the coach of the Panthers. But look at this. I think, and I know this is unpopular opinion. A lot of people still support Babcock as Leafs fans. Don't know why. Don't care how. Joel Quenneville and John Tortorella would be better coaches for this team than Mike Babcock. Because they have the same demeanor, they act the same way, but you know what they do? They don't play shinny. They make adjustments. Babcock does not make adjustments. And we're paying him $50 million to play shinny hockey in the playoffs against the Boston Bruins. just blows my mind, okay? Like, I know this is probably not the best thing to say, but damn it, I'm going to say it. I'd rather have... Okay, I can. Can I? No? Should I? Here we go. I can't bring myself to say it, can I? I want Randy Carlisle back. At least with him, it's acceptable to play shinny. Mike Babcock. Here's what he is. Olympic medal winner. World Juniors medal winner. Stanley Cup winner. Sasky, McGill. This dude is Canada hockey and we play shinny. Ooh. The dude is hurting his reputation. What is this? What is this? And a game 7 again. I'm already feeling the demons inside of my stomach. Again. 2013, 2018, yeah. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. And this is the first time you could clinch a series since 2004. I was 4 years old. I wasn't even a Leafs fan yet. I'll admit it. I was born in Greenville, Mississippi. I basically chose to be a Leafs fan, and I know I live in St. Louis. It's hard to explain, and I don't have much time. All I'm saying is I was a Leafs fan either starting the season after or the 2 seasons after, but I'm a Toronto fan because of what Roy Halladay did with the Blue Jays, and it just boiled over everywhere else. That's the easy explanation. But that series, I don't know a Toronto Maple Leafs team, ever since I've been a fan, I don't know a Toronto Maple Leafs team that's made the second round of the playoffs. I don't. I remember Matt Sundin when he was going down. I remember the last year of Pat, okay, so maybe that season after. I remember the last season of Pat Quinn, and then he got sacked. Then I remember all the horrible times from the general manager who sacked head coach Pat Quinn. And then it just kept getting worse and worse. Dave Nonis, Randy Carlisle, Peter Horachek, and then the Shanna plan, and then now we're here. Oh yeah, 2013, but honestly, I do not... And let me tell you something that 13-year-old me thought. When the Leafs made the playoffs in 2013, I thought they'd go back. I thought they were in good shape. No, they weren't. No, they weren't. Because let me tell you something about that. That was basically the signal of the start of the scorched earth. It wasn't good until 2016-17. Oh, how stupid I was back in 2013. I think every Leafs fan probably thought that after the 2013 series. They thought it was a renaissance. Nope. The only reason they made that playoffs, and I think everybody's realized that, but I just have to say it, is it was a shortened season. 2013, if it was a full season, we wouldn't have been in the playoffs. We would have choked by the second half of the season. I think everybody knows that. But since it was the lockout season, they played it like it was the first half, even though it was the time of the second half, and their circadian clocks were off, and they just choked in the playoffs. That's what that was. And now I'm sitting here like, are we going to get Bostoned again? I don't know. Because here's why I don't know. Will this Leafs team come out on Tuesday night like this is it? I don't care what you have to do. But here's the thing to the Toronto Maple Leafs. Since I am you, here's my thing to you. You come out like you should have came out tonight. All guns blazing. I know you can win in Boston because you've done it twice already. Now the problem is they're probably going to be axe murderers and hack at us because this is game 7. Of course they're going to hack at us. But here's the thing. Fight that. Don't let them go there. If you let them go there, it's over. O-V-E-R. Don't let them go there. If Bacchus is in, don't let him go there. It is war. It is the final battle. You don't show the white flag. You move. You move. You never quit. And I did see the fight at the third period, okay? In the third period. So yeah, you have fight. But you bring that fight to Boston, into TD Garden. You win one more time in TD Garden. And you win this series, and then you face the Columbus Blue Jackets, and from there, we'll see where it goes. But you never quit. You don't quit. You don't let them grind you into the ground like they did in Game 2, but that's probably the game plan. But you don't let that happen. That's the point. So Toronto Maple Leafs, I've only got one thing to say. Come on, boys. I've been waiting. I've been waiting. I want to see a second round team. Make Mats Sundin proud. Make Ty Domi proud. Make the 2004 Leafs proud. Make every Leafs legend who is still alive or the memory of them still around, like Johnny Bower. Or any living Leafs legend like Doug Gilmour. Make them proud. Make Leafs Nation proud. Bring it home and get to the second round. Come on, Leafs. Go, Leafs, go. Game 7. It's bleak, but you play to win the game. So go to Boston and take their entitled sense of mind and crumple it up and throw it in the trash. Go, Leafs, go. Come on, boys. Let's bring this home and win it on Tuesday. I'm Ryan and I'm out. Peace.